Jim Stevens back with you here in the finals area. Zone A, as we're going to bring you some more men's singles action. There you see the great British player Robert ATHA on the left side. There's Robert. And he's going up against a very good German player, very fiery German player who is leading 2-0 right now in this opening game. That is Benjamin Struth. And Benny is leading 2-0 here in this first game on his home table, the Leonhardt. Robert ATHA's home table will be the Garlando. We'll talk more about that as we move along. Interesting decision by Rob. He is certainly very good on that table, and it is one of the popular tables in Great Britain. ATHA, former world doubles multi-table champion with Joe Hamilton back in 2009, also a finalist a few years later with his father, Boris. ATHA on the scoreboard here. It's now 2-1. Robert coming off a big win over the young American star Tommy Yore. That's Tom Yore's son, who has had such a great couple of years on the American tour. Here's Struth. And usually when Benny scores, he's going to celebrate it a little bit. You know it when Benjamin Struth scores the ball. He has scored twice so far. He's up 2-1. But going up against a very, very tough competitor in Robert ATHA. Best 3 games out of 5 will start off here on the Leonhardt table, then move to Garlando, which is ATHA's home table on game 2, and then back here for game 3. And then if needed, Garlando for 4, and then of course we divide it between the 2 tables in the 5th game. Jim Stevens with you, sitting in the best seat in the house here in the finals area. Here all weekend for you. Of course, today is singles, tomorrow is doubles, and the opening ceremony. Don't forget to watch that opening ceremony tomorrow. Always fun to watch the various nations parade in and have the national anthems played, etc. And now ATHA has tied it up at 2. This is Struth, who is so tough on his home table. Shooting the standard front pin. Still one of the few remaining front pin shooters. It seems like so many European players, and in Germany in particular, are switching and moving to the snake shot. But certainly on tables like this one and the Bonzini, that standard pin series can still be very good, and you saw it there from Struth, who now leads 3-2. Here's Robert, and he fires it home, smoothly executed to the near side. And Robert ATHA, so talented. This is a guy who has a great snake shot, a really good pull shot, standard pin series, and of course all the various tic-tac options as well. He really has 4 series that he can use against anybody at any time. And there's Struth taking the lead once again. It's 4-3. And we're going to get a timeout here. Benjamin Struth has come out to get 4 of the first 7 in this opening game on the Leonhardt table. Robert ATHA will put the ball back into play. Looking to even it up at 4 here in this first game. ATHA. That one blocked up into the air and off the table. Looks like Robert cut it back. Maybe it hit off the post, off that corner of the goal, then jumped into the air off the table. So Benny Struth will put the ball back into play. Struth will use the left hand, looking to advance it 2 to the 5. And he does. Struth now looking to go 5-3, really slowing things down. There is no official here at the table. A chance to win the opening game here for Germany's Benjamin Struth. As he tried to come near side, taken away by ATHA. Rob angles it in with the left hand. So Robert ATHA steals this opening game. He makes the block, he makes the score, and it's 1-0. Here we go. Moving over to the Garlando table. Robert ATHA selecting the Garlando as his home table. Of course, Robert, a great Tornado player. And he had the option of choosing Tornado, certainly. And of course, also this year, you can choose a secondary table. But I believe this is Rob's primary table. And I think the reasoning being that when he did go up against the great Tornado players, the great American Tornado players, that perhaps he would have a little bit of an advantage and that he is better than most of those guys, if not all of them, maybe outside Billy Pappas, on this particular table, the Garlando. And the Garlando has always had a stronghold in the nation of Great Britain. Tornado's probably the primary table, but Garlando right there with it. It's a popular table in the British Isles. As we get game number 2 underway, with Benjamin Struth putting it into play. Robert ATHA stole that first game on Struth's home table. Let's see what Benny has on the Garlando as he does get a possession. He shoots a pin shot, which is generally pretty good on this table as well. But it's taken away here by ATHA. Big win in that first game for Rob. The winner of this one would advance to the quarterfinals in the men's elimination bracket. Looking over the round of 16, some big names in there. Tony Spredeman has reached the round of 16. These two, of course, Yannick Correa, former multi-table world champion, Miguel dos Santos Lote, a great French player. Olivier Cobos, another veteran French player, is in the round of 16. The American Blake Robertson. 3 Americans in the round of 16. And Spredeman, Moore, and Robertson. Yes, Ryan Moore is there as well. 1-0 lead here in the second game for Robert ATHA. Already leads 1-0. A nice pass there along the outside wall. Garlando, one of the more difficult tables, I think, to transition to. It's 2-0. Robert ATHA in control here in the finals zone, as he leads 1-0 already, having stolen on the lay-in hard, and now leads 2-0 on his home table, the Garlando. He has really rocked Benny Struth back on his heels here in this match. Robert really playing some focused table soccer so far. Nice grab there by Struth. Quick flip over there. It's kind of an interesting play in that he did have control of it on the 3-rod, put his hand back on the 2-rod, and immediately flipped it over and shot it. I think the rule generally is that if the ball is set up, you must get your hand back on a specific rod within a second. But either way, it's now 2-1. Struth up the table on goal. Garlando table also renowned as a great 2-rod shooting table. And there is ATHA back down the middle. And Rob, one of the best at shooting from goal on this particular table. Remember 5 or 6, maybe 7 years ago now, Billy Pappas went over to Austria and won the Garlando World Singles Championship. And he was scoring probably 3 a game from his 2-rod. Nice response here by Struth. He fires that pin shot down the middle to make it 3-2. 3-2 lead in favor of ATHA. Have won the first game 5-4. Here's Robert once again from goal. Taken away here by STRUTH. Benjamin STRUTH circles the ball and kind of brings it over and then fires home an off-speed pull kick. Rather ATHA to make it 4-2. Robert seems to be in a position to hold. Sent back towards the goal by STRUTH, who picks up the loose ball. And it strokes it home far side. It's 4-3. Benjamin STRUTH shooting it well so far here on the Garlando table, but does trail 4-3, and a chance now for ATHA to take a 2-0 lead. The sets it up, strokes it home, so Robert ATHA holds on his home table, and boy, is he playing well. He'll move back over to STRUTH's home table, the Leonhardt, now leading 2-0. It has been a great performance so far here in this round of 16 men's singles match from that man, Robert ATHA. And he has looked very calm in doing it. He has really been putting a high quality product on the table, playing extremely well, but really hasn't changed expression at any point during the match. Very focused, very aggressive on the table, but very calm outwardly. Robert now just a game away from advancing to the quarterfinals in men's singles. The winner of this one would face the winner of a match taking place over in Zone C between Sacha Boucher and Tony Spredeman. Back over to Leonhardt we go. Once again, Benjamin STRUTH of Germany on the right, Robert ATHA of Great Britain on the left. Robert won the first game on the Leonhardt table, and of course, Benjamin STRUTH must win this one to keep his hopes alive as he sets it up on that far side and flips it over to that straight hole. You saw ATHA showing it to him and then didn't get back there in time to take it away, so STRUTH has struck first here in game 3. Again, it's a game he has to have. ATHA can't hold on to it and set right back in by STRUTH with a right hand on the 5-row. The good news for ATHA is that he has already picked up a win on his opponent's table. Even if he loses this one, we would head back over to his home table, the Garlando, where he is really playing strongly. And he'd have a chance to win the match over there. However, he does get on the scoreboard to make it 2-1. That quick left hook goes wide of the goal, picked up by ATHA. Robert, a very good player on all the tables. Yes, Tornado or Garlando would be his first choice as a home table, but he's also always performed well on the German-style tables, which Leonhardt is. I recall him having a top 3 finish, maybe even a finals appearance on Bonzini at their World Championships. He's just a great all-around player. And you don't win multi-table World Championships without being able to play at a high level on all the different tables. And that man there certainly has shown he can do that throughout the years. Robert will put the ball back into play, leading 2-0, trailing 2-1 here in the third game on the Leonhardt. Flips the man over and brings that ball back into the 5 and quickly advances it to the 3. A chance to even it up at 2 here in game 3 for Robert ATHA. Who sets it up on that far side, then loses it as that ball squirts away from him. Still 2-1 here in the third game in favor of STRUTH. Benny looking to advance it. And He does. Methodically working it up to the table, 2 to the 5. And then he has that one get away from him, and we'll start over. Nope, quick shot off that man, off the inside wall, and in. It's now 3-1. 3-1 lead for Benjamin Struth. Now make it 4-1. So Struth responding when he needed to, as he's now up 4-1 here on the Leonhardt table in game number 3, looking to send it back over to Garlando. ATHA. Again, circling. Tried to dink it, sent back the other way by Struth. ATHA off the inside wall, blocked back into the goal. So Benjamin Struth on the scoreboard as he wins game number 3. Robert ATHA now leads 2-1 as we move back over to the Garlando table. Robert ATHA won the first game on Struth's home table, the Leonhardt. Robert then held on his table the Garlando in the second game to take the 2-0 lead, and Struth came back with a big 5-1 win in game number 3. Robert does not want to go to a 5th game. But the way that Robert ATHA is playing on his home table, Benny Struth is really going to have to come up with a strong effort here in order to keep his chances alive in this men's singles competition. ATHA will put it into play, opening up game number 4. ATHA along the wall, then can't hold on to it. And then off the outside wall, off a man and in for ATHA. A break there gives Robert a 1-0 lead. And taken away here and then taken right back by Struth. Every possession so important for Benjamin Struth. Benny comes back to that far side. Gave a good hard fake one way and then drilled the far corner. And we're tied at 1. ATHA again. Angles that one home. Gave it that little hitch. Struth reacted, and then ATHA split the defense. And Robert up 2-1. Remember, Benjamin Struth must win this game. And Struth finds the hole down the middle. It's 2-2, and there you see the fire from Benny Struth. 2 here in game 4. But Robert with another possession. And firing it home here, and Robert ATHA just simply not missing much right now from either the 3-rod or the 2-rod, as he has surged ahead 3-2. We talked about how the Garlando table can be difficult to play on if you're not accustomed to it. You see the inclines on both sides, those side strips are angled upwards. The ball always kind of comes down towards the center. In fact, it's that way in the corners and along the sides. You have to make that adjustment when you're utilizing a wall pass or a bounce off the wall when passing. And the great Garlando players can do it. World champion on that table, Kevin Hoenstorfer, maybe the best Garlando player ever, besides Frederic Collignon, of course. But Hoenstorfer not here this weekend. Struth. Boy, every possession so important for Benny. That one, though, blocked by ATHA. Comes back the other way, and Robert ATHA now with a match point. Boy, is he playing well. Robert ATHA, goal away from advancing to the quarterfinals. Looking to put it away from goal. And he does. As he brings it over, comes back with that push shot in 4 impressive games. England's Robert ATHA defeats Germany's Benjamin STRUTH in a very impressive performance to advance to the quarterfinals in men's singles here at the 2019 Murcia World Cup.